Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to another Sabbath lesson. All praise and great glory to the Most High Yah for allowing us to be alive on another day, another holy day to learn His book, family. So listen to me and listen to me closely. To all you stiff-necked, hard-headed, rebellious children, you Negroes scattered across the face of this stationary flat earth. The Most High wants your attention, family. From Chicago all the way to Kingston out there. From the favelas of Rio all the way to the council estates of London. And to the villages of West Africa where you have forgotten who you are. The Most High wants you to lend your ear and hear this lesson today. He is completely talking to you today, like He always is. With this attitude that you're going to see here in Exodus 32, probably the most damning evidence of our rebellious behavior in the Bible, of what they did. So listen to the words of Yah as He indicts every last one of you, because this behavior is still rampant upon our people, even in 2020, so-called 2026 right now. You are still doing the same foolishness your ancestors did in the wilderness. You think because you have iPhones and electric cars now that you have evolved, but spiritually you are still stuck in the mud, He says. You are wandering in circles, looking for a savior in politicians, looking for a savior in money, looking for a savior in the very nations that put a yoke of iron on your neck. He looks down from above the circle of the flat earth. He sits on His throne and He watches you. And it takes every ounce of His patience not to wipe the slate clean right now. So let's deal with the book of Exodus, chapter 32. The chapter that defines our problem. This is the chapter where the marriage was almost annulled before the honeymoon even started. You want to know why you Negroes are at the bottom of society. You want to know why the police shoot you in the streets of America. You want to know why the gangs slaughter you in Haiti. Why you are the tail and not the head. It is all right here in your DNA, in your spirit. The spirit of the golden calf is alive and well in 2026. So settle down, family. Sit still and let the Most High perform surgery on your heart today. Let us look at verse 1. And when the people saw that Moses delayed to come down out of the mount, the people gathered themselves together unto Aaron and said unto him, Up, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what has become of him. So stop it right there, family. Look at your attention span. Moses was gone for 40 days. 40 days getting the law, getting the blueprint for your civilization, getting the instructions on how to be a kingdom of priests. And because he did not come back on your schedule, because the microwave did not ding fast enough, you panicked. You cannot handle silence, black people. You cannot handle waiting. You need constant stimulation, constant entertainment, constant noise. You do the same thing today. You pray to Yah, and if He does not answer by Tuesday, you are at the witch doctor's house by Wednesday. Or you are checking your horoscope, or you are manifesting your destiny with crystals and sage. Or you are trusting in the white man's science, saying, Where is Yah? He is taking too long. Let us make our own gods. Let us make a God we can see, a God we can control, a God that does not judge us. You said to Aaron, make us gods. Notice the plural, family. You want options. You want a buffet of spirituality. You want a little bit of Jesus, a little bit of Buddha, a little bit of ancestor worship, and a whole lot of self-worship. You rejected the man Moses, the prophet He sent. Just like you rejected prophets He sends today. You call them crazy. You call us extremists. You say we are too harsh. You want a pastor who smiles, who has a plane, who tells you that you are destined for greatness while you are living in sin. Look at verse 2. And Aaron said unto them, break off the golden earrings, which are in the ears of your wives, of your sons, and of your daughters, and bring them unto me. So here's the tragedy, family. Here is the sickness. Aaron was the high priest, the mouthpiece, but he was weak. He was a people pleaser, just like your preachers today. Instead of correcting you, instead of telling you to sit down and shut up, he facilitated your rebellion. He said, give me your gold. And look at what you did in verse 3. And all the people break off the golden earrings, which were in their ears, and brought them unto Aaron. You are always ready to finance your own destruction, black people. You will not give 10% to build a school for your own children. You will not pool your resources to buy land or start businesses. But let a rapper release a new pair of sneakers. Let a designer brand drop a new bag, and you are breaking off your earrings. You are emptying your bank accounts. You are spending your rent money just to look like the golden calf. Whew. You strip yourselves of your wealth to build an idol. Look at the Negro in America today. Trillions of dollars in spending power, and what do you own? Nothing. You own the shoes on your feet and the lease on your car. You give your gold to the nations that hate you. You give your gold to the Asian nail salon. You give your gold to the Arab corner store. You give your gold to the European fashion house. And then you cry about poverty. You bankroll your own captivity. Verse 4 says, and he received them at their hand and fashioned it with a graving tool, after he had made it a molten calf. And they said, this be thy gods, O Israel, which brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. The audacity, the absolute disrespect. Y'all split the Red Sea for you. Y'all turned the water into blood. Y'all killed the firstborn of Pharaoh. Y'all fed your manna from the sky, and you look at a metal cow, a dumb statue made by human hands, and you give it the credit for his work. Whew. You do this every day. You get a job, and you say, look at what my degree did. You get healed from a sickness, and you say, thank Yah for the doctors. You get a tax refund, and you say, look at what the government gave me. You give the glory to the system. You give the glory to the beast. You worship the creation instead of the creator. The calf that you idiots made represent power, virility, fertility. It is the god of Egypt, Apis, A-P-I-S. You left Egypt physically, but Egypt never left your heart. You love the culture of your oppressor. You love the lifestyle of the heathen. Look at our people in the music industry. Look at the drill music in London. Look at the trap music in Atlanta. Look at the dance hall in Jamaica. What is it? It is the worship of violence, the worship of sex, the worship of money. It is a golden calf set up on a stage, and you are bowing down to it, singing the lyrics that curse your existence. Verse 5, and Aaron saw it. He built an altar before it. And Aaron made proclamation and said, tomorrow is a feast to Yah. This is the most dangerous part right here. Aaron tried to mix the holy with the profane. He tried to syncretize the truth with a lie. He said, we are going to worship this calf, but we will call it a feast to Yah. This is your modern church. This is your Sunday morning service. You have the choir robes. You have the organ playing. You have the Bible open. But the spirit is the spirit of the world. You are celebrating Christmas, which is a pagan festival. You are celebrating Easter, which is for the goddess Ishtar. And you slap my name on it and think he is impressed. The Most High is not impressed, family. He is disgusted. You cannot put his label on a bottle of poison and expect him to drink it. You say, but Yah looks at the heart. Yes, he does look at the heart. And your heart is idolatrous. Your heart is trying to serve two masters. You want to be an Israelite on the Sabbath and a Gentile on Saturday night. It does not work that way. Yah is a jealous husband. Yah does not share his bride with the golden calf. Verse 6, and they rose up early on the morrow and offered burnt offerings and brought peace offerings And the people sat down to eat and to drink and rose up to play. They were eager, family. They got up early to sin. You struggle to get up for work. You struggle to get up to read the scriptures. Whew! But if there is a party, if there is a carnival, if there is a sale at the mall, you are up at the crack of dawn. And ain't that the truth? How many of y'all hit the snooze button when it's time to work? Y'all have a whole set of alarms, 10, 15 alarms to wake you up for work. But let a party happen, boy, you are up and ready to go. Black Friday, when Black Friday was a thing, not so much anymore. But when it was a thing, y'all was up at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. to get the deals. Doorbusters. To go get you a Chinese-made toaster for $5. A 50-inch screen for $100. But you can't do that for the scriptures, though. And check the next part here, family. And they rose up to play. That word play in the Hebrew implies sexual immorality, family. It implies orgies, family. It implies losing control. Look at the carnival in Trinidad. Y'all seen the carnival. They got it in Trinidad. They got it down there in Brazil, too. Look at the carnival in Brazil. Look at the Mardi Gras in New Orleans. Bodies exposed, grinding, sweating, drunk, high, acting like animals. This is the spirit of the calf. You think because you are in 2026 that this is culture. You say it is just our culture. No, it is a slave culture. It is a heathen culture that you adopted. True Israel does not act like that. True Israel is holy. True Israel is separate. True Israel does not twerk for the world to see. True Israel does not get blackout drunk and vomit in the streets. You have turned your neighborhoods into Sodom and Gomorrah. And then you wonder why the judgment falls on you. You wonder why the hurricanes hit you. You wonder why the earthquakes shake you. You wonder why the pestilence comes on you. Now let us shift the scene to heaven, family. Because while you are down there partying, while you are down there thinking nobody sees you, Yah is watching. Verse 7, and Yah said unto Moses, go, get thee down, for thy people, which thou broughtest up out of the land of Egypt, have corrupted themselves. Notice what Yah said to Moses. He said, thy people. Yah disowned you right there. Yah was so angry. He told Moses, these are your people. You deal with them. Because right now they do not look like his. He said they have corrupted themselves. Nobody forced you to sin, family. Nobody held a gun to your head and made you worship the calf. Nobody forced you to sell drugs to your brother. Nobody forced you to abandon your children. Nobody forced you to hate your natural hair and bleach your skin. You did it to yourself. You corrupted yourself. You love to blame the white man. You love to blame him. And yes, these Europeans have a lot to answer for. And he will deal with them. He will crush the nations with a rod of iron. But right now, we are talking about you. The white man did not make you cheat on your wife. The white man did not make you kill your neighbor over a pair of Jordans. The white man did not make you worship a white Jesus when he told you not to make any graven images. You corrupted yourself. Verse 8, they have turned aside quickly out of the way which Yah commanded them. They have made them a golden calf, and have worshipped it, and have sanctified thereunto, and said, these be thy gods, O Israel, which have brought thee up out of the land of Egypt. Quickly, that is the word, quickly. It did not take a generation, it took 40 days. Some of you cannot hold on to righteousness for 40 minutes. You come out of a sermon feeling convicted, and before you get to the car, you're already back to gossiping, back to lusting, back to your old ways. You are unstable as water. Verse 9, and Yah said unto Moses, I have seen this people, and behold, it is a stiff-necked people. Stiff-necked, family, like an ox that will not turn, like a donkey that will not move. You are stubborn. Tell a Negro the truth. Tell him the earth is flat, and he will fight you to the death to defend NASA. Tell a Negro that he is Israel, and he will fight you to be called African. Tell a Negro that the law is still in effect, and he will quote Paul out of context to defend his pork chop. You love your chains. You love your ignorance. Yah has sent you prophets. Yah has sent you signs. Yah has sent and put the curses of Deuteronomy 28 on you so clearly that a blind man could see them. Who else fits the description? Sold to your enemies. Check. Yokes of iron. Check. Scattered in ships. Check. No power to stand before your enemies. Check. It is you. It is only you. But you are stiff-necked. You refuse to bow. Verse 10. Now, therefore, let me alone, that my wrath may wax hot against them, and that I may consume them, and I will make of thee a great nation. Yah was ready to end it. Right then and there, Yah was ready to press the delete button on the whole congregation and start over with Moses. Yah told Moses, stand back, let me burn them up. Let me turn them into ash. And I will take your DNA, Moses, and build a new nation that will actually listen. Do you realize how close you are to annihilation every single day, black man, black woman? You wake up and think it is automatic. You think you deserve to breathe. You deserve nothing. The only reason you are not consumed is because of Yah's mercy and because of the promises he made to your fathers, to Abraham, to Isaac, and to Jacob. Not because of you, but because of them. Yah sees the violence in Chicago. He sees the gangs in Port-au-Prince right now. He sees the madness in Lagos. And his wrath waxes hot. He is not a grandfather sitting in the sky handing out candy to you Negroes. He is a consuming fire. Remember that. He destroys cities. He sinks islands. He shakes the foundations of the earth. Do not play with him. Verse 11. And Moses besought Yah his Elohim and said, Yah, why doth thy wrath wax hot against thy people, which thou hast brought forth out of the land of Egypt with great power and with a mighty hand? Here is the mediator right here. Here is the picture of mercy. Moses steps in the gap. He reminds Yah of his investment. He says, these are your people. You put too much work into them to destroy them. Now, you flexed your muscle in Egypt. Do not let it be for nothing. Moses acted like Yahusha, standing between the judgment and the sinner, pleading the case, not saying you are innocent, but saying, remember the covenant. Verse 12, wherefore should the Egyptians speak and say, for mischief did he bring them out, to slay them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth. Turn from thy fierce wrath, and repent of this evil against thy people. So Moses used logic. He said, Yah, look at your reputation. If you kill them now, the heathen will laugh. The Egyptians will say you were strong enough to take them out, but not strong enough to keep them. The nations will mock you. And that is why you are still here. For Yah's name's sake. Not because you are good, but because if he wipes you out completely, the so-called white man, the Arab, the Asian, they will say, see, their God cannot save them. They will say their God is weak. And I will not have the heathen mocking his name. So he keeps you. Yah preserves a remnant. He punishes you. Yes. He beats you with many stripes. Yes. But he does not make a full end of you because his name is on us. Verse 13. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, thy servants, to whom thou swearest by thine own self, and saidest to them, I will multiply your seed as the stars of heaven. And all this land that I have spoken of, I will give unto your seed, and they shall inherit it forever. Moses played the trump card, the covenant, the promise. He swore by himself, y'all. Because there is no one greater than Yah. He swore that he would make us a great nation, and he cannot lie. He is not a man that he should lie, family. So even though we are wretched, even though we are idolaters, even though we are lost in the sauce of Babylon right now, he is bound by his word. He has to fix you. He has to break you to fix you, but he has to fix you nonetheless. Verse 14, and Yah repented of the evil which he thought to do unto his people. This does not mean he made a mistake, family. It means he changed his way of action. He decided to show mercy instead of total destruction. He decided to let the story continue, but do not make and mistake his mercy for awareness or weakness. The pain was still coming. The consequences were still coming. Just because he did not kill everyone does not mean everyone walked away scot-free. He has laid the groundwork here, family, in these first 14 verses. He has shown you your sin. He has shown you his anger. But we're not done yet, family. We're just getting started, because Moses is about to come down that mountain, and he is not coming with a hug. He is coming with a sword. So let's continue on. Exodus chapter 32. And Moses is about to make his descent. Verse 15. And Moses turned and went down from the mountain, and the 2 tables of the testimony were in his hand. The tables were written on both of their sides, and on the one side and on the other side were they written. Visualize this. Moses coming down from the height of holiness, from the cloud where he spoke to Yah face to face, and he is carrying the contract, the ketubah, the marriage license between Yah and us, written on stone. Why stone, family? Because Yah's word does not change. It is not written on papyrus that decays. It is not written on a digital file that can be deleted or edited by a hacker. It is rock solid, heavy, immovable. Just like the flat earth you stand on. Written on both sides, meaning there is no room for your additions. No room for your fine print that y'all do in your contracts today. No room for your interpretations. It is complete. Verse 16, and the tables were the work of Elohim, and the writing was the writing of Elohim graven upon the tables. Yah's handwriting, the alphabet, the fiery letters etched by his finger. This was the most valuable object on the planet, and you were about to trade it for a cow. Think about the value of what you have, family. You have the oracles of the Most High in you. You have the identity of the chosen people. You have the promises of world dominion when he returns. And what do you trade it for? Inclusion with your very oppressor. You want to be included in the American dream, which is a nightmare, by the way. You want a seat at the table of the United Nations. You want a Grammy. You want a verified badge, a blue check mark on social media. You are trading the writing of Elohim for an autograph from a celebrity who is on antidepressants. Think about that. Verse 17 here. And when Joshua heard the noise of the people as they shouted, he said unto Moses, there is a noise of war in the camp. Joshua was a soldier. He was a man of war. When he heard the noise, the screaming, the bass thumping, the chaotic energy rising from the valley, his mind went to combat. He thought an enemy had invaded. And in a way, he was right. An enemy had invaded. But it was not the Amalekites. It was not the Philistines. It was the enemy within. It was lust. It was idolatry. Verse 18, and he said, it is not the voice of them that shout for mastery, neither is it the voice of them that cry for being overcome. But the noise of them that sing, or that sing do I hear. Moses knew better. Moses knew the sound of sin. He said that is not the sound of winners, and that is not the sound of losers in battle. That is the sound of a party. That is the sound of a turn-up. Y'all hears that same noise today? Walking through the neighborhoods of Brooklyn, walking through the streets of Lagos, booming out of the cars in Detroit, that repetitive, hypnotic, demonic beat, drilling murder and adultery into your subconscious. You think it is celebration, family? Y'all hear spiritual warfare. You think it is culture? Y'all hears a funeral dirge for your souls. The noise of them that sing, singing about shooting ops, singing about selling poison to your own mother, singing about how many women you can degrade. It is the soundtrack of the golden calf. And it rises up to Yah's ears like the stench of burning sulfur. Verse 19, and it came to pass, as soon as he came nigh unto the camp, that he saw the calf and the dancing. And Moses' anger waxed hot, and he cast the table out of his hands and brake them beneath the mount. The crash heard around the world. Moses saw the depravity. He saw men grinding on men, women grinding on women. He saw the total abandonment of dignity, and something snapped. He threw the tablets. He smashed the covenant. This was a legal act. He was saying you have already broken the law in your hearts. So I will break the stone to show you what you have done. The contract is void. The deal is off. You broke the covenant, family. And ever since then, you have been a broken people. Look at your families today, broken. Look at your communities today, broken. Look at your minds, broken. You cannot keep a promise to save your life. Fathers leaving children, wives leaving husbands, leaders selling out followers. Everything in our community is fractured, just like those stones at the foot of the mountain. Verse 20 here. And he took the calf which they had made and burnt it in the fire, and ground it to powder, and strawed it upon the water, and made the children of Israel drink of it. This is brutal here, family. This is savage, and this is necessary. Moses took your God, your shiny, expensive, golden God, and he melted it down. He showed you that your God was vulnerable to fire. If your God can melt, it is not Yah. Yah is a consuming fire. Yah does not melt. He melts others. Then he ground it into powder, dust. He turned your wealth into dust, and he threw it into the water supply, and he forced you to drink it. You had to swallow your sin. You had to taste the bitterness of your own rebellion. And you know what happens when you drink your gold dust, family? It comes out the other end. Moses made you excrete your own God. He turned your idol into waste to show you exactly what it was worth. Dung. Whew. Think about it, family. You shitted out your own God. This is what Yah is doing to us in 2026. You worship money, Yah makes the economy crash, so you eat your losses. Whew. You worship the medical system, Yah let the pestilence of COVID run wild, so you see that pharmakia cannot save you. How many of y'all died during COVID? How many of y'all people died during COVID, family? You worship the political parties, Yah gives you leaders who mock you and give you nothing. Until you taste the bitterness of it. Until you are sick to your stomach with the lies of Babylon. Are you ready to vomit it up yet, family? Or do you want another cup? Verse 21. And Moses said unto Aaron, what did this people unto thee, that thou hast brought so great a sin upon them? Notice the question, family. Moses asked Aaron, what did they do to you? Did they beat you up? Did they threaten to kill you? Why did you fold? Why did you crumble? Aaron was the older brother. He was the high priest. He was supposed to be the standard, but he had no backbone. This is an indictment on the black church today. This is an indictment on your so-called leaders today. The bishop with the alligator shoes, the reverend with the perm, the conscious community leader with the dashiki and the ankh around his neck. And what did the people do to you that you lied to them constantly? Did they pay you to lie? Yes, they put money in your collection plate. And you gave them a golden calf. You told them Yah wants them rich and instead of holy. You told them to love everybody instead of separating from the heathen. You brought a great sin upon them, black leaders, because you wanted to be popular. You wanted the likes. You wanted the clout. You wanted the views. Verse 22, and Aaron said, let not the anger of my Lord wax hot. Thou knowest the people, that they are set on mischief. Here comes the blame game, family. The excuse, the deflection. Aaron says, chill out, Moses. Don't be mad at me. You know how these Negroes are. You know how they always up to something. He blamed the people. Instead of taking responsibility as the leader, as the high priest, he threw the congregation under the bus. It's the culture. I just met them where they are. This is what the pastors say. We have to bring hip-hop into the church to reach the youth. No, you are bringing the calf into the sanctuary and calling it ministry. Verse 23, for they said unto me, make us gods, which shall go before us. For as for this Moses, the man that brought us up out of the land of Egypt, we wot not what is become of him. Aaron is repeating the story. But listen to verse 24. Listen to the lie of the century. And I said unto them, whosoever hath any gold, let them break it off. So they gave it to me. Then I cast it into the fire, and there came out this calf. So it just came out of nowhere. Just came out of nowhere. Just poof, here it is. Really, Aaron? Magically, spontaneously, it just popped out of the fire with legs and a tail and horns. He omitted the part where he fashioned it with a graving tool. He omitted the part where he put it, the work to design the idol. He made it sound like an accident. Oops! I dropped the gold and a religion happened. You do the same thing today, family. I didn't mean to get her pregnant. Yes, you did. You laid down without a covenant. I didn't mean to get addicted. Yes, you did. You smoked the first rock. You popped the first pill. You take no accountability. It is always the fire's fault. It is always the system's fault. You are grown men and women. Stop acting like children. Own your dirt. Own your rebellion. Confess it. Stop saying there came out this calf. Say, I made this idol because I hated Yah. That is the truth. Verse 25, and when Moses saw that the people were naked, for Aaron had made them naked unto their shame among their enemies. Naked, stripped of their garments, stripped of their covering, stripped of their glory. When you sin, family, you are spiritually naked. The demons see you, quote unquote. The nation see you. Why do you think the Chinese man follows you around the store? Because he sees your nakedness. He sees you have no protection, no discipline, no self-respect. Why do you think the police are not afraid to kneel on your neck? Because you are naked. You have no hedge of protection around you. You stripped it off when you started worshiping the culture of death. Aaron made them naked. False doctrine strips you, family. It leaves you vulnerable. A pastor who does not preach repentance is stripping his flock and sending them out into the winter to freeze. Verse 26. Then Moses stood in the gate of the camp and said, who is on Yah's side? Let him come unto me. And on all the sons of Levi gathered themselves together unto him. The line in the sand, the ultimate ultimatum. Moses did not ask. He wants to have a dialogue. Who wants to have a debate? Who wants to find common ground? He said, who is on Yah's side? Imply there are only two sides. Yah's side and the wrong side. There is no neutral ground, family. There is no I'm spiritual but not religious like y'all say today. There is no I'm figuring it out. There is no thing like that. You are either with Yah or against Yah. You are either gathering or scattering. The sons of Levi stepped up, the tribe of priests. They made a choice. They separated themselves from the mob. They separated themselves from the party. This is what Yah is calling for in 2026. Yah is calling for a remnant, a new Levitical order, not by bloodline alone, but by spirit and truth. Men who will stand up in the barbershops, women who will stand up in the corporate office and say, I am on Yah's side. I don't care what the company policy says. I don't care what the school board says. I am with the Most High. Verse 27, and he said unto them, thus saith Yah Elohim of Israel, put every man his sword by his side, and go in and out from the gate to gate, throughout the camp, and slay every man his brother, and every man his companion, and every man his neighbor. Silence. Let that sink in for a little bit, family. Yah did not tell them to go pray for their brothers. Yah did not tell them to go counsel their brothers. Yah told them to grab the steel, grab the sword, and kill. Kill the brother. Kill the companion. Kill the neighbor. This was a purge, family. This was chemotherapy. The cancer was so deep in the camp that the only cure was to cut it out. The symbolism here is terrifying for you because you love your family more than you love Yah. You love your mama more than you love the truth. If your mama is worshiping the golden calf of white Jesus, you will not correct her because you don't want to hurt her feelings. The Levites had to look their own kin in the eye. Men they grew up with, men they played ball with, men they ate with, and men, just because those men were idolaters, they had to end them. Today, Yah is not telling you to take a physical machete to your cousin today. Yah is telling you to take the sword of the Spirit, His word, and slay the relationship if necessary. You have to cut them off. If your brother is pulling you back into the world, cut him off. If your friend is tempting you with drugs and folly, cut him off. Slay the connection. Kill the attachment. You cannot drag dead weight into the kingdom, family. You cannot save everybody. This is what I had to understand when I came into this truth. I was trying to save everybody. Trying to save people who didn't give a shit about the word. Trying to save my family who couldn't give a fuck about the word. You can't save everybody. You got to cut them off. Some people are marked for destruction, family. And if you hold on to them, you will go down with them. Verse 28. And the children of Levi did according to the word of Moses. And there fell of the people that day about 3,000 men. 3,000 men. 3,000 bodies. 3,000 funerals in one day. Notice the obedience. The Levites did not hesitate. They did not say this is too harsh. They executed the judgment. And because of that zeal, they were ordained as the priests. You want power. You want authority. Show Yah your zeal. Show Yah you are willing to lose friends for this truth. Show Yah you are willing to be called a hate group for speaking his word. Show Yah you are willing to be canceled. That is what he's looking for today. 3,000 fell, family. That is a drop in the bucket compared to what is coming today. Yah told you, the wages of sin is death. Romans 6:23. Those 3,000 men thought the party would never end. They thought the golden calf was the future. And they ended up bleeding out in the sand. Verse 29. For Moses said, consecrate yourselves today to Yah, and even every man upon his son and upon his brother, that he may bestow upon you a blessing this day. You get the blessing when you clear out the mess, family. You want the blessing of provision, the blessing of protection, but your house is full of idols. Your phone is full of pornography. Your mind is full of confusion. Consecrate means to set apart, to make holy. And sometimes holiness looks like a sword. Sometimes holiness looks like division. Didn't Yah come as Yahushua and say, think not that I had come to send peace on earth. He came not to send peace, family, but a sword. Yah did not come to set a man at variance against his father. That's what he did. And his daughter against the mother. That's what he came to do, family. He came to split y'all apart. It is the same spirit in Exodus 32. Loyalty to Yah supersedes loyalty to biology. Loyalty to the Creator supersedes loyalty to the culture. Yah is looking for Levites in the hood. He is looking for men who will stop the violence by establishing righteousness. Not by marching and singing, we shall overcome. But by rebuking the sin in the camp. By telling the drug dealer to repent or perish. By telling the whoremonger to zip it up or face judgment. Moses has purged the camp here. The blood is drying on the ground. The calf is powder in the water. And now comes the hangover. Now comes the realization of what just happened. Moses has to go back up the mountain. He has to see if he can salvage this wreck. He has to see if there's any credit left on the account. So we at the end of Exodus 32, the climax of the tragedy. Yah wants you to know you are not significant. He is. The universe does not revolve around you, family. The sun and the moon and the stars revolve about the flat stationary earth because he told them to. You are just tenants here. And you are bad tenants at that. You are trashing the apartment and complaining about the landlord. Ain't that something? The bodies of the 3,000 are being dragged away. The smell of death is in the air. Moses is looking at the survivors, looking at you and shaking his head, verse 30. And it came to pass on the morrow that Moses said unto the people, ye have sinned a great sin. And now I will go up to Yah. Peradventure, I shall make an atonement for your sin. Peradventure, family. That means maybe. That means perhaps. Moses, the man who split the sea, the man who turned the Nile to blood, even he was not sure if Yah would take you back. Think about that. You walk around with this arrogant assurance, Yah loves me unconditionally. Yah says I am highly favored. Who told you that? The golden calf told you that. Moses knew me, knew Yah better than you do. And he knew that his wrath was balancing on the razor's edge. He said, let me go talk to him. Let me see if I can talk him out of squashing you like the roaches you are. Whew, whew, whew. He had to climb back up that mountain, tired, weary, heartbroken, carrying the weight of your stupidity on his shoulders, while you sat down in the valley hoping you wouldn't get zapped out of the sky. Verse 31, and Moses returned unto Yah and said, Oh, this people have sinned a great sin and have made them gods of gold. He did not sugarcoat it. He did not use therapeutic language. He did not say they have some trauma or they are struggling with attachment issues. He said they have sinned a great sin. You need to learn how to confess, family. Stop making excuses. Stop telling Yah about your childhood. Stop telling Yah about the white man. Stop telling Yah about the economy. Just say it. Father, I am wicked. I am rebellious. I built a god of gold. That's what I had to do. I had to submit. I had to bow down and tell Yah the truth about everything that I did. And it wasn't until then that the Most High started blessing me. The Most High started working with me. He started giving me wisdom, knowledge, understanding of this word. And until you do that, family, you won't get shit. You're going to walk around blind, deaf, and stupid. You worship the gold. Literally, family. Look at your teeth. Look at your chains. Look at your watches. You cover yourselves in the metal of the earth to hide the emptiness of your soul. Whew. You are walking statues, idols of flesh and bone. Verse 32. Yet now, if thou wilt forgive their sin, and if not, blot me, I pray thee, out of thy book which thou hast written. Here is the audacity of the ant speaking to the giant right here. Moses tries to leverage his own life. He says, if you won't forgive them, then delete me too. Cancel my subscription to life. Take my name out of the database. He was willing to die for you, Israel. Just like he came in the flesh as Yahusha to die for you later on in the book. But do not mistake this for a negotiation between equals, family. Moses was playing a very dangerous game. He was asking Yah to violate his own justice. And look at how Yah answered him in verse 33. And Yah said unto Moses, whosoever hath sinned against me, him will I blot out of my book. Yah put him in his place. He said, Moses, stay in your lane. You do not dictate the terms of judgment. Yah does not kill the innocent for the guilty in this context. The soul that sinneth, it shall die, Ezekiel 18:4. Yah has a book, deeper than any blockchain, like a Bitcoin, more permanent than any cloud server. The book of life, and Yah is the editor of it. Yah holds the eraser, and he blots out whenever he please. You think you are famous because you have 1 million followers on the internet. Yah can blot you out in a microsecond, and nobody will remember your name in 10 years. Where are the stars of yesterday? Blotted out, gone, dust. You think because you go to church every Sunday that your name is written in permanent ink. Do not be so sure. If you are kissing the calf Monday through Saturday, your name is fading. The ink is drying up. Yah is preparing to hit backspace. Delete. This is the sovereignty the humans hate today. You want a God who is a rubber stamp. You want a God who just signs off on whatever you do. But Yah's the author. He writes the story. And if a character is ruining the plot, he writes them out. Verse 34, therefore now go, lead the people unto the place of which I have spoken unto thee. Behold, mine angel shall go before thee. Nevertheless, in the day when I visit, I will visit their sin upon them. Listen to the tone here, family. Yah is dismissing him. Go, get out my face. Take them to the land. Keep the program running. My angel, aka me, my messenger, aka me, will guide you. But nevertheless, family, that is the scary word. Nevertheless, in the day when Yah visits, Yah will visit their sin. I kicked the can down the road. That's what he said. He kicked the can down the road, family. Yah said, I'm not going to kill them all today. Oh no. Oh no. I need them to breed. I need them to occupy the land. I need them to fulfill the prophecy. but the check is still due, and I will cash it. That's what Yah said. Yah today. You Israelites today, y'all are living in that time of visitation right now. Y'all don't get it? Y'all see why y'all dying? Everywhere. You think because slavery ended in 1865 that it was over? Oh, no. That was just a pause, family. The visitation is still happening. Look at the prison industrial complex. That is a visitation. Look at the crack epidemic. That is a visitation. Look at the broken homes. That is a visitation. Yah never forgets. Yah has a long memory. Yah remembers the golden calf. And every time you act like a heathen, I add it. He adds it to the tab. And then he sends the bill collector. Sometimes the bill collector is a hurricane. Y'all see what happened to them Jamaicans out there, huh? Y'all see what happened to them Haitians out there, them earthquakes, huh? Y'all see what happened with Katrina, huh? Visitation. Sometimes it is a corrupt judge who sentences you to life in prison. Sometimes it is a virus. Y'all remember COVID? But the bill always comes due. It always gets paid. Verse 35, and Yah plagued the people because they made the calf, which Aaron made. The plague, not a war, not an earthquake, a plague, sickness, disease, dysfunction. Why are the so-called Negroes today the sickest people in America, in the world? Why do you have the highest rates of hypertension, the highest rates of diabetes, the highest rates of maternal mortality, the highest rates of stress-related illness? Scientists will tell you it is systemic racism, and they are half right. Sociologists will tell you it is poverty, and they are half right. But Yah is telling you it is the plague of the calf. You are sick because you are idolatrous. You are sick because you are eating swine and shellfish, which he forbade. You are sick because you are spiritually misaligned. Your body is reacting to the poison in your soul. The affliction happens in the soul first, then it manifests in the body, family. That's all a disease is. It happens in the spiritual realm first, and then it manifests in your body. That's why it's called disease. Because your spirit and your body are in misalignment with each other. Your flesh and your spirit, boop, out of order, out of whack. Yah plagued them. Yah made them uncomfortable in their own skin. Yah made them weak so they will remember. You cannot worship the gods of Egypt and expect the health of Israel. You cannot live like a Gentile and expect the immunity of a saint. Pick a side. So here we are at the end of the chapter. The party is over. The gold is gone. The dead are buried and the survivors are sick. Was it worth it, family? Was the dance worth it? Was the feeling of fitting in worth it? You look at 2026. Stretching out before you. Another year to play games. Another year to chase the bag. Another year to twerk on TikTok. But Yah is telling you, the mountain is smoking. The thunder is rolling. And Yah is tired of the noise. You are ants, family, fighting over a sugar cube while a boot is coming down from the sky. You want to know what to do, family? It is simple. But it will cost you everything. First, you got to smash the calf. Go into your house and look at your idols. Look at the TV that programs you. Look at the wardrobe that defines you. Look at the degrees on the wall that make you feel superior. Look at the political party you slave for. And realize they are just gold-plated dung. Shit! Stop trusting them. Stop fearing them. Stop bowing to them. Secondly, separate from the multitude. Stop trying to be popular. The majority is always wrong. The majority died in the wilderness. Only 2 men over the age of 20 made it into the promised land. Joshua and Caleb. Look at that shit. The rest of them died, family. All was left was Joshua and Caleb and the ones who were under 20. The teenagers and the kids. That's all who was left, family. He killed the rest of them off. So when they call you crazy for quoting scripture, just know you're on the right trail. You're on the right track. They're going to die in this wilderness. while you go into the promised land. Do not get dissuaded. Do not panic. Do not fear. Do not get upset. Just know that they are the majority that will die here in the land of their captivity. When America falls, they will fall with it. And America is going to fall. It's on the way out. This may be its last year, 250 years, average for an empire. This is America's 250th year, 2026. 250. You see it unraveling at the seams, family. Y'all didn't even wait. Look what he's doing with the Somalis, those wannabe Negroes. They ain't our people, family. Look what he unveiled with that. Look what he did on the first day of the new year. Made Trump stop all that money. They was frauding for years. See, the Most High let them put their sin cup up. But this is going to destabilize the whites and the blacks. Because you know, white people, they say all black people are alike. They don't give a shit. This is going to further that racial tension, family. Lynchings will happen this year again. White folks are going to lose it this year. They just waiting for the sign, family. Lynchings will happen again. Count on it. You rebellious Israelites better be scared. You better be afraid. They coming for you. Yah is going to use them to get you. You better watch your back. Civil war is on the way. And this is just a light. It's another gasoline in the fire. The fire is about to erupt, family. You better get your houses in order. The Most High showing you what you need to do so you can be safe. 2 people out of millions, family, in the wilderness. Those are terrible odds for you. If you follow the crowd, you are following them off a cliff. Be the weirdo. Be the outcast. Be the one they call extremist because you actually read the book. 3rd, keep the commandments, please. Not the ones you like, all of them. Keep the Sabbath, which is Saturday, not Sunday, Christians. The Sabbath. Stop eating abominations. Stop celebrating pagan holidays. Stop sleeping around, you horny dogs. It is not rocket science. Y'all wrote it on stone for a reason. It is hard, yes, but the way of the transgressor is harder. 4th, fear Yah. Stop fearing the white man. He is just a man. He bleeds, he dies, he goes to the bathroom. Fear the one who can stop your heart with a thought. Fear the one who holds the keys to the abyss. Fear Yah, for that is the beginning of wisdom. And you are currently very, very stupid. This is the word. It is harsh. It is heavy. It is hot, like a branding iron. He is Yah. He does not change. He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. Now he tells you to get up off your knees, wipe your face, and go do some work. Or don't, and watch what happens. The sermon is over, family. The judgment is pending. Selah.